Hi, I am Caroline Chang, host and producer of Awake to Oneness Radio, and this is going to be another video in my episode Truth is Truth. Actually, I decided to record this today because I was looking for alternative news to watch, and I just can't. I stopped watching mainstream news 23 years ago, right after 9/11. I turned it off, and I've never watched 1 second of mainstream news since September of 2001. Um, I have been kind of watching, especially since 2020. I've been watching some alternative news, but I'm at the point now I can't watch that either because alternative news to me has just as much fear mongering as mainstream news, but with different information. But fear mongering is fear mongering. And so it's of a low frequency and I can't watch it. Um, I won't even run down the list of shows that I've tried to check out over the past 4 years just to keep informed, but the alternative media meaning, and I can't watch it anymore. There's still propaganda, especially when it comes to politics. All of politics is nothing but propaganda. And politics is for one person, one purpose. The purpose of politics is to divide and conquer the masses. Uh, that's the only purpose of politics because the government is completely corrupt. It doesn't matter right, left, Democrat, Republican, independent, none of that matters. When you have a constitution, and that's what America is, a constitutional republic. It is not a democracy. Thank God it's not a democracy because democracy is mob rule. And the founding fathers of America wrote a beautiful document, the Constitution, especially the preamble of the Constitution. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful document. And when it is applied equally to every American citizen, that's the perfect guidelines to govern by. But the government, the United States government, is far, far, far from the Constitution. The Constitution has no meaning in the United States government anymore because the government is corrupt and criminal. They pass unjust, unconstitutional, illegal laws. I mean, you name them, there's a lot of them. And then people want to go to the same Congress body. I don't care if it was passed 40 years ago or now, but they want to go to the same Congress and ask, could they, fix the laws that they created? They're not going to. The same criminal organization that created the corruption is not going to fix the corruption. It's just not going to happen. So even listening to alternative news is still talking about politics. And politics is nothing but propaganda. And politics is there for one reason, to divide us. That's it. We Americans and people all over the world want the same exact thing. We want to live in peace and prosperity, raise our families, enjoy life, basically. We all want the same thing. And it's very simple. Truth is very simple. It's not complicated at all. And so I'm at the point I cannot watch alternative media. Now, when anything happens, like the last week and a half or 2 weeks, when big things happen, I get a text, not from the news. I don't sign up for news alerts at all. I get a text from a friend. Somebody will text me, oh, something just happened in Pennsylvania. There was a shooting in Pennsylvania. Okay, I get a text as soon as that happened from a friend. Okay, then Biden just decided not to run. I get a text from a friend. So I'm informed. My friends will inform me. They know, actually, all my friends know I don't watch news. So that's another reason I think they text me when something big happens. But for me, the most important thing is keeping my vibration high, because everything is energy. I know this, like breathing. Everything is energy, and your vibration, your core frequency of love or fear is going to create what you will experience. You are creating your reality from the inside out. Life is not happening to you, life is happening through you. So, just like each person has a shadow side, humanity has a collective, has a shadow side. But thankfully, that shadow side of humanity, which I call the globalists, that shadow side is very tiny compared to all of humanity. I would say 99% of humanity is of the light. 1% of humanity is of the shadow or dark, but they're not separate. The shadow we create. Anytime you're angry, anytime you're having a fight with somebody, that's energy you're putting out into the world. And that anger and that fight is creating more battles in the world. It amplifies what you feel is amplifying in the world. So if you feel love and peace and joy, that is what you are sending out into the world and to the universe, because you are that powerful. You are a sovereign, divine being of light. And when you wake up, that is what humanity's awakening is all about. Waking up to who you truly are as a sovereign being, meaning there is no authority over you. No government has authority over you. You and you alone have authority over you. And when each person wakes up to that truth, then that's when we will all be living in a world full of peace and love, because the collective will decide we want no more corruption. So we're done with the corruption. And all we have to do when we, as a collective, humanity collective, decide we want no more corruption. We do not want to be ruled by a corrupt government anymore. We just say no more. That's it. And we start getting together in small groups, growing community gardens. We know that eating organically and living a holistic lifestyle is the best way to maintain our health. We know that. I've been living holistically since 1998. I eat as much organic food as I can. I try to eliminate as much processed food as I can. There is no GMO food in my house. And I was thinking about that. There are actually countries that ban GMO food, but they didn't ban something that was GMO that was released, that was rolled out the last few years. I have to be careful of my wording on this platform because YouTube does not like the truth. It just doesn't. But I was very surprised. Those same countries that banned GMO food did not ban the thing that was rolled out in December of 2020. But hey, I just it's truth is very simple. Um, we do as humanity collective. We may not agree, which I love about me is I have friends I don't agree with. And we can talk, we can have a conversation, and at the end of the conversation, we agree to disagree, and we love each other, and we have respect for each other. Us not agreeing does not change how we feel about one another. We're not supposed to always agree with each other. And we're unique individuals. We see life differently, and we're supposed to. But we're supposed to be able to sit down and have a conversation, not an argument, about what we believe. And when you're open to listening to what the other person is saying and not trying to impose your belief on another person, the only time you argue with another person is when you are trying to impose your belief on them, or vice versa, or they're trying to impose their belief on you. But usually it's both of you trying to impose your belief on another person. When you allow, the best way to honor another human being is to allow them to have their beliefs, to allow them to share, to allow them to live their truth. And you live your truth. That's the best way to honor another human being, not to try to impose and force your will and your beliefs onto another person. That is not showing love. That is not honoring that person. You can share in love and light. You can agree to disagree. The funny thing, I've been like this all my life because I used to have a friend that we talked every day. And we didn't agree on anything. But all we did is laugh. We laughed about our disagreements. It's like, I'm like, you really believe that? And I'm cracking up laughing, and he's cracking up laughing. And that was I mean, we enjoyed doing that daily. But and laughter is the best medicine. So when you can honor another person and respect another person enough to hear them, and they do the same, because it is to have a civil conversation, you need two people to have. You can't have one person speaking calmly and another person yelling and screaming. No, that doesn't work. So what you have to, when two people are mature enough to have a conversation with someone you disagree, regardless, say you're Democrat and another person Republican, or somebody's a Trump supporter and somebody, well, you can't say Biden supporter anymore because Biden's not in the race, but Democratic. So you have a Trump supporter and a Democrat. They can have a conversation because I'm neither, but I have a conversation with both. I have conversations with Trump supporters all the time. I have conversations Democratic supporters all the time. I can have these conversations, and me personally, I don't have a dog in the race, as they say. The way things look, there may not even be an election in November, and I think that's the best thing for the country, because I think this government, this corrupt government, has seen it's on its last legs. Anybody with eyes to see can see that this government in the United States is crumbling. It is falling apart, and it's like, let's just put the horse out the pasture. Let's just be done with this show, because all it is a show. I'm actually laughing at the show. I'm sorry. shoot me, but I find it funny as all get out. Now it's interesting. Like I said, I don't watch any media now, and no news, no mainstream news, of course, and no alternative news, because there's just as much fear and just as much propaganda too in alternative news, and I'm tired of it. I know truth, and I only want to hear and listen to people sharing the truth. So one of the people I do follow, and I encourage everybody to follow Pam Gregory. She is an expert astrologer and a light worker. When I say light worker, she's one of these people like me that inspire people to raise their frequency. She stresses how important your vibrational frequency is, which I've been doing for 9 years. So I discovered Pam has been a guest on my show, Awake to Oneness Radio, twice. Matter of fact, I'll have links to her channel and links to my conversation with her below. But I communicate with Pam all the time. She's a sweetheart. And in her astrology reading, she is an expert astrologer. Okay. In her astrology reading over a month ago in June, everything that happened in the US was in that reading. Everything that happened this month in July, mid July, she talked about, not in exact detail, because she'll tell you, she can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but she can read the planets, the alignment of the planets. And it was spot on. She's from the UK, and I love the UK dialect. Her updates last month in June was spot on for what we are living through now in the US. And she told me she's actually getting hate mail from people because they think she's political. She's not political at all, just like me. All she did is read the astrology. That's all. And for someone to be so wrapped up in this crazy 3D matrix that you would send someone that's just giving us love and giving us expert astrology hate mail. What I can't even imagine that. I was like, how could somebody accuse her of being political when she's absolutely not? All she did is read the astrology. So people really, I really urge people to take a good look in the mirror, honestly. I mean, I don't care who you vote for. I don't care who you support. But if you're supporting one candidate over another candidate, is going to make you actually attack someone else, I think you need to really take a good look in the mirror, because it's not that kind of situation. You can vote for whoever you want. You can support whoever you want, but you don't have to demonize someone else for supporting somebody else. Okay, that is just, we're living at a time where we really, really have to be more mindful and more conscious of our actions and our words and our thoughts. Because our thoughts, it starts with a thought. Our thoughts create our words, and our words then to action. So we really want to, and it's really, you have one question to answer. Are you living from a place of fear, or are you living from a place of love? That's it. That's all you have to ask yourself in every now moment. Am I living from a place of unconditional love for all of humanity, or am I living in a place of fear? And look yourself in the mirror every morning and ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, why are you battling someone else over their beliefs? Let them have their beliefs, and they will let you have your beliefs. The saying goes, live and let live. That is what we're here to do, especially now. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, I'm laughing at the political party, game, show, theater, whatever you want to call it, because that's all it is. It's theater. And it's very funny right about now. Truly is. Um, I'm having a great time laughing at the theater, and I am on cloud nine because I feel it. Matter of fact, today, this just happened to be the day. I was resting, I was laying on the sofa, resting my eyes for a few minutes, not sleeping, just resting my eyes. And then I actually opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I could see energy, literally. Everything is energy, folks. This is truth. Everything is energy. And when I opened my eyes slowly, I could just see everything vibrating. The tree, I was looking out the window, the trees, the sky, everything was vibrating. I could actually see it for about a minute. And then then my vision kind of cleared up, so things were solid again. But I'm like, wow, the energy is so high. I'm actually starting to see it. We are living in amazing times. We are living in the greatest time ever. And we actually all chose to be here at this time. And what you feel and your energy, you're putting out into the world and the universe, and it is touching everybody and everything on the planet. You are that powerful. So please, when you get up in the morning, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I want to put more love in the world today, or do I want to put more fear in the world today? That's my homework that I'm going to give everybody. Ask yourself that in every now moment. Because right now I am on cloud nine, and I'm giving out nothing but love. I'm going to share nothing but truth. I'm going to always share my truth, regardless of if you agree with it or not. If you don't agree with it, I still love you. You agree with it, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That is all I am putting out into this world, is unconditional love and the absolute simple truth of we can live together in peace and not agree, and we can easily agree to disagree and still have love and respect for each other. Now, I just wish there would be a news broadcast, alternative news broadcast that is encouraging and not and encouraging, empowering your audience, and stop putting out the fear mongering. That's what I ask. If any alternative news person actually watches this video, we need some alternative news that is encouraging and uplifting and telling us the truth, but from an uplifting and inspiring and empowering, especially empowering. Living as a sovereign being is most important. Living in love and living your sovereignty. You are a sovereign being, and don't forget that. Wake up to that if you're not awake to that already. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Again, I just decided to do this video today because I couldn't find anything that resonated with me to watch. So anything happens, I'll get a text from a friend. Okay. Text a friend. Okay. Love you guys. Bye for now. Have a great weekend. It's a beautiful day here in the Poconos. Oh my God. I'm going to go to the lake, meditate and watch the sunset and plant my feet on Mother Earth. I'm going to ground to Gaia and meditate while the sun sets in a little bit. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, and then I'm going to relax and rest the rest of the weekend. Okay. So enjoy. Take care. Bye. Bye for now. Love you all. Bye bye.